This is Letter to Sons. I'm Doug Keating. My wife Kim and I recently returned from a trip to Grenada where we stayed at the Sandals Resort. Every time I post a picture from one of our trips to the Caribbean, I get questions from friends. One of the most common is, do I enjoy staying at Sandals? And the answer is yes. In this video, I'm going to explain 5 reasons I love staying at Sandals Resorts. You may be wondering to yourself, should I watch this video? Let me answer that question, which centers upon why listen to my opinion. After all, I'm not a travel agent. I'm not a travel expert. I'm certainly not an overly experienced Caribbean traveler. I will say, however, that I'm a guy who enjoys going to the Caribbean with his wife, staying at Sandals Resorts. We've gone the past several years. Typically, we spend our anniversary, which is in the summer, and some time over the winter break. I haven't been to every Sandals Resort yet. I have been to at least 10 of them, though, which seems like a pretty significant number. Reason number 1 for staying at a Sandals Resort, it is a luxury vacation. We're talking all-inclusive adults only. Is Sandals cheap? No, it's not. However, I do feel like it's worth the money. All your food, drinks, and almost everything is paid for in advance. That way you can relax and don't worry, there's not going to be any kids in the pool, only adults having the time of their life. Reason number 2, Sandals Resorts are located in the Caribbean. Here you see a map where the resorts reside, starting in the Bahamas, several in Jamaica, Curacao, and then in the Eastern Caribbean, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, and Grenada. All of these places are wonderful. If you want to spend time in the Caribbean, Sandals is a great choice for an all-inclusive, adults-only luxury resort. Reason number 3, the spas and pools. Every Sandals resort has a red lane spa where you can get a relaxing massage or a facial. Kim and I like to get couples massages every trip we go on. The pools at Sandals are fantastic. Some of them out of this world, like the double-decker infinity pool you see pictured here that's located at the Curacao Resort. Reason number 4, activities. If all you want to do is lay around the pool and drink all day, have at it. If you are like me and want to do some things, there are lots of activities at Sandals Resorts, including boats to go snorkeling or scuba diving, as well as sailing, kayaking, and paddleboarding. All of it is generally paid for as part of your fee. Reason number 5, excursions. Some people are reluctant to go to luxury all-inclusive resorts because they think they'll be trapped there and get island fever. Have no fear. At Sandals, they offer excursions so you can go explore the island you're on and participate in fun activities. What you see pictured here is in the Bahamas. The most popular excursion is called Swimming with the Pigs. Yes, I know it sounds stupid, however, it is a lot of fun. Bonus reason, meeting people. Every time we go to a Sandals, we have the opportunity to meet other folks that are vacationing at the resort. There's usually a real nice cross-section of young, our age and older, from all over the U.S. and all over the world. There's dinners, bars, all kinds of opportunities just to chat with other folks and get a chance to know them. Extra bonus reason, Sandals loyalty program, which I think is excellent. Sandals goes out of its way to make sure that returning guests are treated special. For example, if you go as a returning guest, they'll have a special dinner, which is always a good time. You will progress based on number of nights you stay there and the amount of money you spend. I'll reiterate, Sandals is not a cheap vacation. However, the benefits they offer are nice. For example, recently, Kim and I became Diamond members. As a result, we're getting a free week this summer at a Sandals resort. How awesome is that? I will mention one thing you may not like about Sandals, and that is getting there. We live in the Washington, D.C. area. We can have direct flights to the Bahamas and Jamaica. Everything else, we're flying through Charlotte or Miami, which can be somewhat of a hassle. The other thing to consider is some of the airports in the Caribbean are kind of sketched, like the one you see pictured here, and some of the resorts are not near the airport. Good example, in Jamaica, several of the resorts are quite a drive away. St. Lucia, it's a long and winding drive. Whereas in Grenada, where we just came from, the resort's actually right next to the airport. Keep in mind, if you're going to Sandals, especially if you're going to the eastern islands, it's going to take a bit to get there. I hope you enjoyed this video in which I shared 5 reasons I love staying at Sandals Resorts. Here you see a picture of me and my wonderful wife Kim at St. Vincent. In the next video, I'm actually going to do something difficult, and that is try and rank order my top 10 Sandals Resorts and the pluses and minuses of each. If you have stayed at a Sandals Resort, feel free to leave comments below.